Yo, what's going on, people of the interwebs? It's that guy. It's not Locks, not Nation. I'm on my Instagram, Facebook page today, looking at some photos that you guys have sent in. Looking at some dreadlocks that you guys have sent in. This guy's locks looking rather dope. Reminds me of Walk a Flock of Flame, for the most part. A lot of length going on here. Crinkly, curly, blonde on the tips. And then this dude has gone into some free-form locks now. So quite the difference. The transformation that has occurred from the twisted interlocks to the free-form locks. We can see just how they're turning in to be quite thicker, a lot flatter. I think dude's going to have just as much fun growing these locks out as he did on his old set. And his old set was really lengthy, probably like 6, 7, 8 years of hair growth at that time. And now he's gone down a lot in the numbers as well, looking like he was nearly 100 dreads before, and now he's definitely under 20 or so. So he says, hey, I really enjoy your dread reviews. For about 7 years he had his old locks and he chopped them off and decided to go freeform about 3 weeks into it, and he's loving it. And he is using the Dolly Locks coconut lime grapefruit liquid shampoo and the conditioning oil. Shout out to Dolly Locks. I do have a video on them I'm editing currently. I will be putting that up next. So awesome. Here Cliff has a new question about his free forms. I think I'm gonna let them go a bit wild and join up. Sort of wish I had done that from the start, but whatever, just glad I finally did it. Check out this video. You may have already seen it, but they talk about dreads, why they have dreads, which I think you'll be interested in. On wearing Shiva Jattas.
Hey guys, welcome to Got That Shiva Look video. Today I'm here to talk about my dreads.
I can?
Yeah.
And I'm here also to talk about my dreads.
So I called these dreads at the beginning of the video, but
I've seen this dude before in a video that we've covered, and these guys are talking about them as Shiva Jattas, the pure sacred matting hair of Sadashiva.
in actuality they're not dreads. They're not dreadlocks like the Western world believes them to be. They're actually what's called Jattas. And Jattas is a Sanskrit term, and basically Jattas are exactly what the god Shiva wore. And very many other gods had Jattas as well, but Shiva was well known for his Jattas, and he had a specific style to him. And
Jattas. And this guy's Jattas are so long, he's wearing them as a scarf. And you can tell that they're free forms as well. They're super smooth.
Really, you know, Jattas have has a deep context to it, but ultimately it's a style, and it's a way of looking I don't know, powerful, and expressing that you are that powerfulness, just like Shiva. And so when we wear our hair in Jattas, such as Robert and I are doing, then we embrace and embody that powerfulness just like the god Shiva.
That's cool. And it's also really neat that they have the frizzy hairs and being embraced on the top of their head, and it looks like they're both balding a little bit as well, but doesn't stop them from embracing the power of their Jattas.
And we start moving towards that space as well as individuals as we move throughout life and creating our reality. And so I can say personally, I was never somebody that would have worn Jattas, but when my guru had asked me to do it, it was something that I was just willing to say yes to.
And apparently when the guru asks for them to wear their hair in Jattas, they must keep their hair in Jattas until their guru passes away.
And I'm so glad that I did, because like I said, I never would have worn Jattas, but now that I have them, I'm in love with them. And I mean, this is a style that I would have thought, like, I got.
Looks sick. Like, it looks crazy good from the back, especially.
I got the little bun in the back here, and I like hanging them down over my shoulder, and I can let them down too, but I'm not going to do that right now just because it's a bit of a, as I let it down, then I have to put it back up and everything. But ultimately, my Jattas are something that I absolutely love, and I can actually thank Robert here.
The Jattas.
it's like a lifestyle. I can say that I feel that my Jattas are like a living person, like someone else.
As a being, they have their own life.
About whom I need to care, about whom I wearing. You can see that I can show you. I like the long Jattas.
Looks like they're in India.
So for me it is part of my, or it represents my spirituality or my spiritual thinking, and also
Represents his spiritual thinking. A lot of people might have dreadlocks for the spiritual side of it. I mean, in terms of myself, I definitely feel more connected to the universal power having locks. I feel more connected to myself and to my roots and my origins. And knowing my roots allows me to really be the best version of myself. So I do find that there is some spirituality in locks.
it represents that I am Shiva and that the Shiva is expressing through me. So this is my expression to outer world, that I wear them.
Almost like, as Bob Marley would say, this is his identity. Dreadlocks are your identity.
And it's a lot of different styles how to wear it. So we can do some things with it and show it
Can do some different styles with it.
to you.
Me, I mean, I'm still one of those guys that's getting used to all these various different styles, but I'll start to take these down for you. But ultimately,
Yeah, so maybe you can show, or you already show that this is your style for now.
yeah,
So yes, we can see that, he's only got one dread here at the front of his head. A lot of his hair is starting more so at the back, but it's totally fine because he's got the length and the density in his locks. Even wearing a tam, they would look phenomenal up in a hat.
ultimately, for me, I'm an athlete, and so that was a big reason why I wasn't really too keen on getting Jettas initially, because I'm doing a lot of jumping around and whatnot. And so when I'm jumping around, I was a little more concerned about how is my hair going, because I mean, imagine me walking around or jumping around with the turtleneck Jettas.
Turtleneck dreadlocks.
It'd be a little bit too much for me, but Robert seems to pull it off quite nicely. So for me, I still enjoy bringing them down, but I have to have them tied up tight. And if they're not tight, then they're going to flail around a little bit. So when they're loose, they hang not quite as much as
They look sick though, hanging down loose like that.
Robert's there. Mine are coming down a little bit more about mid-back.
That's nice.
But yeah, you like Robert said, you get like a feel for them, and you kind of get used to each one has its own little nature, and it goes through its own little growth period. And
Yeah, they look great. They look wicked, these sets of locks. And you can see that it's more of the main type of dreads, where they're just around the back and the sides of his head. Robert seems to be getting there as well.
And I mean, I love them, and I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I'm such a big fan of them, and I never really would have experienced or thought that before. And
like you talk about athlete, that you are interested in it, and when I do yoga, I think at the beginning that it will be hard.
It is a lot harder to do yoga with really long dreads, especially hot yoga. It's a little bit more of a weight on your head. You can't get into some poses as easily because there's hair in the way.
With the long Jattas, but when I try it, I see that it's like before, that there's no problem for me to do yoga or any other things.
Essentially, he's right that there is no problems with doing sports, doing yoga, physical activities with the locks. They don't really get in the way or stop you from doing anything, to be honest.
So you can also have a long Jattas, and it's not a problem. Maybe my best style how to wear it, like this, like I have it.
I would imagine that would be warm on your neck doing that every day.
Wrap around my neck, or maybe only leave it free on my back, so I can feel when I'm walking that they are hanging and pressing my legs, and
Wow, they're that long that they're hitting his knees.
this feeling I like. Or then I like to do them like in a kind of a ball. It's visible like this. I use the band to do it.
Crazy.
Do like this small ball,
I mean, this must be 10 years at least of hair growth.
and then the rest I wrap around. And this, what is here, I stick inside,
Super easy bun. Massive bun.
and
More of a beehive with these long locks.
it's done. It's visible.
Quick and easy, eh?
Yes.
It's a pretty loose bun. It wouldn't last. It would probably come out pretty easily.
This is maybe the faster way how to wrap them when it's hot, or I want to do something to don't. Maybe when I go eat and I don't want to eat with my Jattas, so I do this. So
And there's a spiritual context to this as well. I mean, there's a reason why the god Shiva had Jattas. It's a way of actually holding energy and bringing in a greater level of cosmic energy in a sense. And so it's a way to elevate consciousness, just like every other spiritual practice that Shiva downloaded for all of us. But there's purpose behind it. There's a context. And so when we're embracing that, we're embracing that same lifestyle and that same ability to live a higher conscious lifestyle.
Live higher conscious lifestyle through having dreadlocks is definitely attainable. And when going back to our roots by growing Jattas and living in this synchronicity with the universe, it definitely helps to consider eating plant-based diet as well, because you know we're going natty, having natural hair. You want to feed our body natural foods as well. So get away from the processed crap, get away from the slaughtered crap. You know, just eat plants, and you will definitely feel a greater spiritual connection with your dreadlocks.
And so not only is it something about style and it looks cool and it looks good, but we're living a more aware lifestyle. So like Robert said, he's walking around and he can feel them playing around on his back and even the back of his leg. Yeah, yeah. And so even when it's on your head, it's a little bit of weight there, so it makes you a little bit more present as well.
Makes you a little bit more present, makes you a little bit more aware that you have an abundance of locks growing on your head.
Sure, you're
Yes,
probably feeling that with the
yes.
weight that you got, right?
it's a lot of times it make me like more aware. I feel.
Exactly, and so there's a beautiful context behind it as well, and it's not just about styles, although that's I mean a huge perk. We're loving the looks and whatnot, but
It's more for the metaphysical reasoning.
if you wanted to learn more about Jattas, I mean, look more beyond just dreadlocks, because they're not dreadlocks, and like I say, the spiritual context is beautiful, the style is amazing, and ultimately you live a more peaceful and aware lifestyle.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yes. My twin, Robert, from
Twin Jordan.
here I am from Canada, and he's coming all the way from Europe, and
Yes.
it's a beautiful relationship that as soon as you see somebody else out there with them, it's just like, hey, we're brothers.
It's true. Dreadlocks is like a brotherhood, a sisterhood. It's a community. And this is why we are holding together the nation here, Knots Nation, to get people united and knowledgeable about the hairstyle that they are choosing to attain, connected with the spiritualness. So let me know in the comments below what reasons you have for the spiritual connections with your locks. And I'd be loving to hear them and reading those from you guys. I'm going to end this video here. Definitely check out the website knotnation.com for all your merch needs, and I'll see you guys around next time. So until then, peace out, one love, say happy and natty, and I'll see you guys around. I'm gone. Adios.
The nation. dreadlock rasta.